First at 5. From the University of Florida's College of Journalism and Communications, you're watching WUFT News.
Tonight on First at 5, University of Florida students protesting for safety on campus. The one item they say could prevent sexual assault.
Plus, happening now, the father of accused of killing his wife and 4 children is back in Florida, now in the Marion County Jail. We start with those developments in Marion County. That's where Michael Jones Jr. was brought back this afternoon from Georgia.
This comes just 2 days after detectives say he wrecked his van in Brantley County and his wife's body was found inside. They say he then led officers to the bodies of Casey Jones' 4 children, ages 1 through 10, in Charlton County. We go now to Maggie DeRosiers, who was there as Michael Jones was taken into Marion County custody.
Valerie, Lauren, I confirmed today that they do believe that the killings happened in their home in Summerfield. It was there in Summerfield today I noticed a baby carriage outside the family's trailer home. There was a pacifier on the ground. As neighbors, they say the carriage is the only way you'd ever know children lived there.
The man is sick.
Frustration and confusion from neighbors who knew Casey Jones and her husband, Michael.
I live down the street from this and had no idea. I am sick.
The family's home now empty. Our camera was rolling as Michael Jones was taken into Marion County custody just after noon today.
The deaths of the children are solely his responsibility as far as we're concerned.
And new details coming in about how investigators learned of the family's disappearance. It was Casey Jones's mother who called law enforcement, saying text messages from her daughter's phone didn't sound like Casey.
As the weeks went on, it was just some clues to her that said, hey, this is not like her. She grew concerned, called us.
Leading deputies to make the gruesome discovery.
These bodies were decomposed, unfortunately. We suspect that they were killed about 6 weeks ago. So these autopsies may not be as simple and straightforward as others have been.
And deputies ruling out self-defense as a motive, but unsure what would lead a husband to potentially kill his family.
Whatever excuse that he would give, any reason why, is not going to be enough. It's not enough to say it excused the death of Casey and those 4 little children.
At this time, deputies still don't know the causes of death. That's dependent upon autopsy results, which investigators say may take time. For now, though, Michael Jones is charged with second-degree murder in the death of only his wife. Lauren, Valerie?
Thanks, Maggie. At the same time, family members of Casey Jones are speaking out. Her mother, now mourning the loss, spoke to reporters. Nikki Jones says that while she doesn't know why he would do this, she knows Casey loved him.
Nikki talked about her 4 grandchildren. 10-year-old Cameron was a good big brother, and Preston was just about to start kindergarten. Mercalli was 2 and loved listening to the Bee Gees. Ayana had just turned 1.
Why would you do that? He took my whole world away from me.
As far as what's next, Michael Jones is expected to make a first appearance tomorrow morning in Marion County Court. It's then we'll find out if the judge will grant bond or keep Jones in jail. Another truck crash yesterday on I-75 near Lake City left 1 man dead. After the shutdown, 1 southbound lane between Lake City and Gainesville remained closed today. Florida's DOT crews began assessing the roadway today, looking at pavement conditions and then developing a plan for repairs to the outside lane. FHP says it started with 2 northbound semis tangling and then crossing the median to hit another semi and forcing a car to veer off the road and hit a tree. The fires may have damaged the pavement.
Deputies in Bradford County are investigating a shooting near Highway 301 in Lottie. Lottie Elementary had to temporarily go on lockdown because it's close to the scene. A woman was taken to a Gainesville hospital in serious condition with a gunshot wound to her left arm. 2 suspects were taken into custody.
UF students took to the streets protesting about the lack of blue light emergency phones on Fraternity Row.
There's an uncovered area in the network when you walk the row of buildings where fraternities have long-term leases. As WUFT's Matt Cerna reports, some students say that needs to change.
Dozens of students marched down Fraternity Row, demanding at least 1 blue light phone be added to the area. The students chanted, "Together we fight, safety is our right, and silence is violence."
Saying that they want more, that they feel unsafe at night. This protest is a sign and courage of those students here
One of the event organizers says this project is long overdue.
As an accumulation of what we were hearing since we needed it on campus. So most of all, it came out of the statistic released by the top that a third of people sexually assaulted at UF were sexually assaulted on Fraternity Row right here. It's just inexcusable.
The protest also attracted more than just students. Gainesville Commissioner David Ariola joined in.
There needs to be communication with their governing officials, both in the student government and at the university administration office. It is unacceptable that there's an area on campus that does not have blue lights.
Student body president Michael Murphy wrote a letter to the Alligator giving his thoughts. He states installing additional blue lights would be a tremendous waste of student fees because it would cost $22,000. UF police support the addition of more blue lights, though most activations are not from crimes. And there's also a safety app for cell phones. But Samantha Gilday says these blue lights are a visible deterrent that would serve everyone. And she says cost should not be an issue when it comes to safety.
UF police have looked at adding more than one light and put the cost at $93,000.
Earlier today, the city of Gainesville welcomed people to the ribbon-cutting ceremony for a new neighborhood park. J.J. Finley Park is a partnership between the city and the school board. They spent $250,000 on renovations outside Finley Elementary, which is in a neighborhood just north of UF campus. Now you'll find a new playground, basketball court, picnic tables, and benches. Funding came from the Wild Spaces and Public Places local sales tax.
Well, Valerie, the weather has been really dry and hot recently, but a cool down is coming.
You're right, Lauren, but before the cooler weather gets here, we should be seeing some showers moving into the area. We turn now to forecaster Nicolette Zangara in the Weather Center to time out those storms. Nicolette?
Well, that's right, Valerie. We are going to see several more showers and thunderstorms, but most of it will stay to the west of I-75. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning up towards Taylor County, including the town of Perry, with lots of lightning being detected there and potentially some hail as well. But most other areas are just seeing some heavier downpours with occasional thunder here and there. And as we're looking at the entire area of north central Florida, that will continue to be concentrated to the western portion of I-75. Here's your hour by hour for the Gainesville area. Rain chances dropping off at around 10 p.m. with mostly cloudy skies overnight, and lows will be heading down into the upper 60s. Here's my future radar showing that these storms will drift more to the south towards Spring Hill, Citrus County, and Tampa by the later evening hours. Most of north central Florida will be drying out just around sundown, but a couple of coastal showers will be sticking around for the first coast, stretching down to the Space Coast. Here's your updated 6-day forecast. I'll have more on the cold front and what you can expect for the weekend after the break.
People in Ocala hit the polls yesterday to vote in the city's general election.
Incumbent Kent Gwynn beat challenger Barbara Feitos by about 20% of the votes. WUFT's Chris O'Brien caught up with each candidate's watch party late last night.
Kent Gwynn will continue his role as mayor of Ocala for a 5th straight term. He took 59% of the vote this time against former county commissioner Barbara Feitos. At his watch party, Gwynn said it feels good to know people support his mission.
I feel good about it, obviously, and getting 60% of the vote. I think, the voters confirmed what I had done, that I've been doing a good job here in Ocala.
Gwynn says one of his top priorities moving forward is public safety and protection for the Ocala Police Department. But this is an election. One side has to win and one side has to lose. Barbara Feitos might not have come out on the winning side, but she is not at all disappointed in her campaign.
We came up short of where we expected to be, but this has been a remarkable journey. The level of support and encouragement that I have received from the citizens of this community is just really, really uplifting. There's been a groundswell of support.
Feitos says she plans to stay active in the community and would consider running again in the future.
I do not rule out another race.
Chris O'Brien, WUFT News.
Thanks, Chris. The District 2 race in Ocala is headed to a runoff between Tyrone Oliver and Ira J. Bethea. That election will be held November 19th.
A Major League Baseball player is accused of sex with an underage girl, both in Pennsylvania and in Florida after the girl's families moved here. Pittsburgh Pirates pitcher Felipe Vasquez was charged today on a felony warrant from the Fort Myers area. Between the two states, he is facing multiple counts, including solicitation of a child and statutory sexual assault. Authorities say the girl involved is now 16, which is the age of consent in Pennsylvania, but their encounters and sexting go back to when she was just 13. He's been denied bail for now, and he's also expected to face the Pennsylvania charges first.
Coming up on WUFT News First at 5, social media giants are being questioned for hate speech on their platforms. The answer senators are looking for from Facebook, Twitter, and Google.
Plus, how a little girl with a debilitating eye disease uses her memory to get around school. Those stories and more coming up after the break.
After this evening, it'll feel much more pleasant across north central Florida. How long will this last? I'll have more after the break.